This is war map. Russian forces are encircling the Kharkiv salient. The troops of the North Group have pushed back the Ukrainian forces from 2 settlements and created a bridgehead for further advance. On the Belyi direction, the North Group of troops continues its offensive deep into AFU territory, and today brought 2 significant events. According to a statement from the Ministry of Defense, Russian forces have liberated the settlements of Ustyovka and Belyi Kolodez in the Kharkiv region. On the western flank of the Belyi direction, assault units of the 128th Motorized Rifle Brigade of the North Group liberated the settlement of Belyi Kolodez. This village has long served as a key logistical hub for the AFU in the Volchansk district, where the Ukrainian armed forces accumulated reserves, ammunition, and military equipment. On the eastern flank, units of the Russian armed forces advancing from Ivashkino occupied the settlement of Ustyovka. During the assault, the AFU attempted to retreat from its positions, but according to Severny Veter, was stopped by its own blocking detachments. South of Ivashkino, attempts at tactical advances towards the settlement of Khatne are also being observed. Thus, Russian units continue active operations on the flanks of the Belyi direction, gradually tightening the AFU's defenses. The liberation of Belyi Kolodez deprives the Ukrainian armed forces of an important logistical hub, which will force them to revise their supply scheme and move the defensive line further south into the Volchansk district. In addition, the capture of Belyi Kolodez allows the Russian armed forces to approach the next settlement, Petropavlovka, almost directly. This is a relatively large settlement with a railway station, located southeast of Volchansk. It is traversed by roads and railways that connect the Volchansk grouping of Ukrainian armed forces units with supply bases in the areas of Veliki Burluk and Kupiansk. Control over this hub significantly complicates the maneuverability and supply of Ukrainian forces in this area. Belyi Kolodez is a town-type settlement in the Volchansk district of the Kharkiv region, with a pre-war population of approximately 4,300 people. It is located on the T-2104 highway, which passes through Kharkiv, Volchansk, and Prikolotnoe, 12 kilometers southeast of Volchansk. For several years, the settlement of Belyi Kolodez served as the main logistics center for the Ukrainian armed forces in the Volchansk district, where the AFU accumulated reserves, stored ammunition, and military equipment. The town was captured by assault troops of the 128th Separate Motor Rifle Brigade. To avoid casualties among the civilian population, Northerners contacted local residents in advance and persuaded them to leave the settlement. Only after this was Belyi Kolodez subjected to artillery and drone strikes. When the positions of the 57th Separate Motor Rifle Brigade, the 159th Separate Mechanized Brigade, and the 113th Separate Territorial Defense Brigade were reduced to rubble, the assault began. The loss of this settlement will force the Ukrainian armed forces to retreat south in the Volchansk district and establish new logistical routes. Ustynovka is a village in the Kupiansk district of the Kharkiv region, with a pre-war population of approximately 182 people. It is located near the border with the Valuyevsky urban district of the Belgorod region, 1 kilometer north of Ivashkino, the liberation of which was reported by the Ministry of Defense on July 24th. The village was captured by assault troops of the 34th Guards Separate Motor Rifle Brigade, who faced resistance from Ukrainian National Guard units from the 128th Separate Heavy Mechanized Brigade and the 159th Separate Mechanized Brigade. It is reported that several enemy units attempted to flee during the assault, but were caught in the fire of their own blocking detachments and were destroyed. The liberation of Ustynovka allows for the expansion of the security zone along the border with the Belgorod region. The nearest targets are the villages of Shirokoye, Anishchino, Vodyanoye, and Olkovatka. Taking them under control will significantly increase the bridgehead. Fighting for the village lasted for several weeks. Now, the front line in this area is stabilized, and the Russian armed forces have the opportunity to advance further, while also ensuring the disruption of Ukrainian communication lines in the area of Varvarovka. In addition, the Russian armed forces have taken Ustynovka. During the fighting, forcibly mobilized soldiers of the Ukrainian armed forces attempted to leave their positions, but were stopped by their own blocking units. The 129th Brigade of the Ukrainian Armed Forces has found itself in the center of similar situations before during this campaign. The unit is well known for its extremely high desertion rate, even to the point of an entire company disappearing without a trace while crossing the Seversky Donets River this spring. It is worth noting that Ustinovka is located on the eastern flank of the bottleneck in the valley of the Plotva River. On the opposite side of this bottleneck, the Russian armed forces continue to put pressure on the AFU, consolidating their positions in the area of the village of Ivanovka. Thus, in parallel with the fall of Belyi Kolodez in another area of the operation, the encirclement of the Ukrainian group continues to tighten. To gain full control over the territories located north and northeast of the valley of the Plotva River, the Russian army needs to control the line Zakharovka, Blagodatnoe, Nefedovka, Chernoe, until next battle.